Good afternoon, students. Today I have came here to discuss with you on the topic of nutraceuticals. Nutraceuticals are very much important unit of herbal drug technology of B Form 6th semester. So let's start our discussion on nutraceuticals. Nutraceuticals is the term which was coined by Dr. Stephen D. Felice, who was the founder of the innovation in medicine in 1989. According to him, nutraceutical is any substance that is food or a part of food that provide medicinal or health benefit, including the prevention and treatment of disease. Health Ministry of Canada, it defines nutraceuticals as isolated or purified from the food, generally sold in medicinal form, not assisted with food, and demonstrated to have a physiological benefit and provide protection against chronic diseases. So nutraceuticals are those substances that have nutritional value also and have medicinal property also. Dear students, nutraceutical is a substance that has the property of curing any disease or preventing any disease in benefit to its nutritional value. The main thing nutritional substance or nutraceuticals should have, that it must be non-toxic food component, and it should have scientifically proven health benefit in disease treatment or prevention. The functional component of the food must be standardized in the nutraceutical product and produced under good manufacturing practices. Nutraceutical, as the name indicates, is made up of two words, nutritive plus pharmaceutical. So a food stuff as a fortified food or a dietary supplement that provide health benefit comes under the category of nutraceuticals. The functional food concept can be defined as food product to be taken as a part of the usual diet in order to have beneficial effects that go beyond basic nutritional function. Now, nutraceutical either can be taken in the form of pill, capsule, tablet, or liquid form. It is not represented for use as conventional food or as the sole item of a meal or a diet. It is labeled as dietary supplement. It is very much important that nutraceutical should be labeled with dietary supplement. Under the DSHEA Act, the manufacturer of a dietary supplement is responsible for ensuring that the dietary supplement is safe before it is marketed. Students, as we know that the global market of nutraceuticals is increasing at a tremendous rate. The reason behind this increased rate is that the people are very much conscious about their health. We are also having a larger amount of aging people, so they are also conscious related to their health. Then rising personal disposable income and marketing and promotional activities by company makes such an attractive way of promoting their product that a person get attracted towards that particular compound or particular object, and he or she buys that nutraceutical. Then industry trend is that since most of the people think that nutraceutical are basically of herbal origin, so they are comparatively safer to take. Then second is rising penetration of foreign companies in the Asian region. Then nutraceutical stand, they have represented themselves as energy boosting products, especially in United States. So there also the market of nutraceutical is growing at a tremendous rate. Then interest shifting in nutraceutical against prescription medicine in developed economies. The main reason is that uh, people think that nutraceutical are safer in consumption, they have lesser side effect, and they will enrich our body, and it will fortify. So these are the factors which are responsible to have an increased rate of nutraceutical market prevalence in world. Students, you can see here that in the slide the type of nutraceutical has been represented. Nutraceuticals can be divided or can be classified in various bases. First basis is on the basis of natural sources from where it has been received, like plant, animals, minerals, or microbial sources. Second is as per their chemical groupings, and third one is on the basis of uh, supplementation, means dietary supplements is there or functional food is there. Dietary supplement are further divided into subtypes like vitamins and minerals, herbals, protein supplement, and probiotic and others. Similarly, functional foods are also divided in two forms: functional foods and functional beverages. Functional foods are probiotic fortified, omega fatty acid fortified, protein bars, and others. And in functional beverages comes energy drinks. स्टूडेंट्स, जैसा कि हमने प्रीवियसली डिस्कस किया है क्लास में, दैट यूनाइटेड स्टेट ने न्यूट्रास्यूटिकल्स को कंफ्यूजन से हटाने के लिए, यानी कि उनको फूड या मेडिसिन की प्रॉपर्टी के बीच में क्लासिफाई करने से बचने के लिए एक टर्म कॉइन किया इन 1994, एंड दैट इज DSHEA, जो कि फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी देता है उन सभी कंपाउंड्स को जिनके पास जो फूड भी है एंड दे हैव मेडिसिन वैल्यू भी. ठीक है. So under DSHEA, a dietary supplement may contain a herb or other botanical or a concentrate, metabolite, constituent, extract, combination of any ingredient from the other categories. तो उन्होंने उन्होंने क्या किया, एक वर्ड दे दिया, एक पूरी की पूरी क्लासिफिकेशन दे दी DSHEA के अंदर में, कि अगर एक कंपाउंड जो है, जो फूड और मेडिसिनल वैल्यू दोनों उसके अंदर में होती है, तो हम उसको इसके अंतर्गत क्या कर सकते हैं, क्लासिफाई कर सकते हैं. Now, regulatory affairs and commerce in nutraceuticals. It is a very much important aspect, as in outside our country, means in US already FDA is there, which regulate dietary supplement and assure the safety and wholesome of their labeling, and regarding everything regarding misleading or whatever the issues related to food or medicines are there, drugs are there. But in India, in 2006, Indian government passed Food Safety and Standard Act to integrate and streamline the many regulation covering nutraceuticals, food and dietary supplement. And the act calls for the creation of the Food Safety and Standard Authority, FSSA. This FSSA you have seen on many of the drinks that we used to take, like on fruity and on maja, and ये जितने भी हैं सारे ड्रिंक्स जो हम लेते हैं, उन सब में FSSAI का टैग मार्क लगा हुआ होता है. इट मीन्स दैट दे आर फॉलोइंग द स्टैंडर्ड laid by Food Safety and Standard Authority of India. And the main issue with this law was in order to regulate safety, efficacy, and quality of nutraceutical and nutritional supplements on the basis of scientific evidence. Students, this slide I have added just for your information, so that you can have a look on different laws and regulations that have been laid down in India regarding food regulation, and they all have been started since mid of 1990s, and they are very much regulating all the different aspect of food and drug regulations, and food and nutritional supplements also. And these are state wise, some of the state wise laws are also there. And we have already studied Essential Commodity Act 1995, we have studied. So this is just for your information, so that you can know that how many type of rules and regulation are there. Students, nutraceuticals are currently receiving recognition as being beneficial in coronary heart diseases, obesity, diabetes, cancer, osteoporosis, and other chronic and degenerative diseases such as Parkinson and Alzheimer disease. Some of the examples that I have given here for you are lutein and zeaxanthin, that prevents cataract and macular degeneration. Similarly, beta carotene and lycopene that we receive from tomatoes protect the skin from the UV radiation damage. Lutein and lycopene is very much beneficial in cardiovascular diseases, and lycopene helps to prevent prostate cancer also. Other than this, there are different type of other nutraceuticals that we use in our daily life. For example, that is turmeric powder, coriander powder, and all other things that we use are specifically comes under nutraceuticals. So students, nutraceuticals have proven health benefits and their consumption should be always taken under recommended dietary intake so that disease can be prevented and human can maintain their overall good health. Although nutraceuticals have significant promise in promotion of human health and disease prevention, health professionals, nutritionists, and regulatory toxicologists should be strategically work together to plan appropriate regulation to provide the ultimate health and therapeutic benefit to mankind. And this can also only be possible when if you are taking any herb or herbal material or herbal preparation or finished herbal product in the form of nutraceutical also if we are taking, then it should be evidence based, scientific, validated. If it is not validated, it cannot be used as nutraceuticals. A herb if we are taking, it should be validated on the ground of botanical sources, geographical sources, processing and final product storage, shelf life, etc. Quality and safety must be validated. Then we must have a chemoprofiling and metabolite analysis of that particular herbal preparation or herbal product, so that we must be assured that a particular phytoactive is being present in that nutraceutical, and we must be well aware with its therapeutic efficacy if it is having any underlying adverse reaction, its epidemiology data, clinical study, safety and efficacy in case of if it is new nutraceuticals, and clinical data interpretation should also be there regarding nutraceuticals so that we can claim that the the nutraceutical that we are taking is totally safe for human intake. Students, these are some of the multiple choice questions that I have added in my presentation so that you can have an idea of what kind of question may be asked from you during exam, and you can solve these terms by simply revising the slides. So I have not inserted the answer, that I will send you separately, and the multiple choice question here I am giving on two of the slides. First is this slide, second is the coming slide. So I hope you will memorize these multiple choice question and it will be beneficial for you for your exam preparation point of view. Dear students, here we come to an end of this lecture session. I hope you have enjoyed the video and you may will be aware of what nutraceuticals are. Keep conceptualizing the matter. Stay at home and stay safe. Goodbye for now.